Today we're going to give you another example of developing the horse's top line and finding that point of balance, that is how high we can bring the horse's head and neck once we have engaged his back. This is an 18-year-old stallion who was never able to be trained due to some feet infections, who only started really working at the age of about 16. So it took quite a while to develop his back. He did a lot of stretching. We're just now beginning to bring him back up. So my wife, Karen, that you see riding up there, is going to get him in a nice deep stretch like that. Now this horse also had a problem. He had been overbitted in the past and always hung his tongue out the side of his mouth, which is a problem that we encounter from horses that have been overbitted and worked in draw reins. In other words, they put the tongue out to avoid it. So you may see him try to do that occasionally as she develops contact there. But you can see at this point, he's gotten to the point where with just a little effort at all, we can get him to keep it in there, which he's doing right now. And his mouth is actually starting to soften, and we begin to see some foam there forming around his lips, and the mouth becomes more closed. That's one of the things why it's so important that this new rule change has gone through about tightening the horse's nose bands, because you'll never know whether the horse is in correct contact or not if his mouth is tied shut. The point being is when we get them corrected across the top line, they usually will quiet their mouth, as you see this horse starting to do. So what Karen did there is she found his top line moving and swinging, and then she's starting to sit to the trot, once again with him in the long frame like that, keeping the trot swinging, and then she'll try to bring his pole up as high as she possibly can without losing the back. So only as high as she keeps him swinging. So what we're looking for is that the horse maintains exactly the same rhythm in the trot, the same depth of step. Very nice. And she'll ask him to hold and maintain that. That's a good working trot right there for this horse. He's swinging and active and carrying her very nicely over the ground. And now she'll ask him to stretch again, coming back into the rising trot and relieving the pressure across his back. So this horse has had quite a bit more training than the previous horse that we made a video of doing this little exercise. So Karen's able to sit a lot longer. This horse has had about 1.5 years of training. Once again, he was 16 years old when he began training, and basically had never been in any kind of physical condition since he had been 3 or 4 years old. Very nice. But you can see even at this advanced age how lovely he's able to move.